Tony, welcome to go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
All right, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Hi, I'm so excited to tell you about my favorite thing ever, Critter Coloring Books by Pappy Silk. They're full of super cute animals and cool stuff to color. I get to use all my favorite crayons and markers, and guess what? There are no rules. So I made a purple mouse with rainbow background. If you love animals and love coloring, you have to get these books. Trust me, they're awesome. Just go to Amazon and search for Pappy Sill and you'll find the whole collection of coloring books. Remember, it's a Pappy world and we all get to color in it.
You wanna listen? friends. Knock 'em dead. Knock 'em dead. Comedy show. You're throwing out your tricks. I'm gonna get my sticks. The mic is live and clear for you and all to hear. Knock 'em dead. Knock 'em dead. Comedy show.
Good morning, knockers. It's the Knockem Day Comedy Show. Good morning. Welcome. Hope everybody is well. It is Friday the 13th. Ooh. Welcome to the Knockem Day Comedy Show, coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, New York. The Knockem Day Comedy Show. We are live on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, a Facebook page, the YouTube channel. The Facebook page, YouTube channel. If you're watching on Facebook, that's great. No matter where you're watching from, share the link. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, especially this one because they're on right now. But there's a lot of great shows. There's a lot of great shows. But if you're watching on Facebook and you want to take part in today's conversation, you want to hang out with us a little bit, you're going to see what I'm laughing at in a second. If you like, you can join us on the you can join us on you can join us on YouTube because that is where we're monitoring the comments. Like John Rusiello is commenting. Good morning, John. Mickey Delaney is there. Hang on 2 seconds. I'm just setting up the camera stuff. We have ourselves a special guest joining us this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. All right. Okay, and here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Santa Claus is here, ladies and gentlemen. Santa is here.
Oh, hey, how you doing, Tony?
Santa, do you have a cold?
I always, this time of year, I'm always a little sick. But we're doing good. We're doing good. Christmas is almost here, Tony. I can't wait. I got those elves working their little tiny elf asses off back there, making all kinds of wonderful toys.
Yeah, they put in a lot of hours, I would think, huh?
They do. They put in a lot of time. Some might say slave labor. I just say it's Christmas spirit.
Nothing says Christmas more like slave labor.
That's a little Santa humor.
But I'm sure you make it up to them. Don't they have like the rest of the year off?
Not really. You would think so, because the way it's all set up, you would think that they only start working like in December. But no, I keep them going all year round. That's how we got to get all those toys to all those little kids out there. You know, we got to keep them working, keep them going.
Well, I would
stop.
But I would think now, like the day after Christmas, I would think the week of Christmas Eve, that's your crazy time. I would think like the day after, you guys, I would love to see videos of like what you guys do the day after Christmas. There must be some party.
I tell you, it's a huge party afterwards.
Elf wrestling and elf strippers.
Elf tossing.
Tossing.
Just like throw them little suckers around. They love it. They do love it because they get to fly with the reindeers. They just fly all around. But I tell you what, interviewing for the elf, that starts in February, so everybody who's interested, if you're, a little person, you gotta, that's the number one criteria, and then they're the best workers.
But is there are there a lot of job openings? I would think there's job security. I would think the guys would want to stay there. Like do you have a waiting list or something?
There's always a waiting list, and a lot, believe it or not, a lot of people want to make toys. Especially, there's not a lot of work for little people, unfortunately.
Sure.
And if they can't get in Hollywood, then they they come to me, and we pay them a fair wage, but we do have to interview them, and the interview process is always something a little crazy.
They get health benefits?
Yes, we give them health benefits. The Tooth Fairy comes around, checks up on everybody, pretty periodically. So yeah.
Is there who's the union steward or the union rep? Like what's the name of that union?
This union is Local 919. And over there at Local 919, we handle all the toy industry. We handle all the little people. And yeah, it's a pretty decent union. It is. It's run by Mrs. CLAUS.
Oh.
So she does what I tell her to do. So
Very nice. How did? And what's it like after you're done with the route on Christmas? Is Mrs. CLAUS like? She have your coffee ready? She give you a foot rub, or is she just in bed? She doesn't give a shit.
I tell Mrs. CLAUS, just wait for me, spread eagle, because it's such a long run that I need a release.
Of course.
Like I need to just, I need her to be a ho. And
I've heard you put that in your clause. I've never heard you laugh like that, Santa Claus.
That's why I'm thinking about Mrs. CLAUS, spread eagle.
Like a good ho ho ho.
But Tony, I did want to say that it was a great year this year for the Knockem Dead Comedy Show, for the Governor's Comedy Club podcasts. So you will not be getting any coal this year. You'll be getting actual presents this year.
Oh, good to know, Santa. Wow, you just made my year, Santa.
Yep, I think you've all around been great. Been a great host. Had some great guests on the show. It's been a fun journey, and I watch every day. Me and the elves.
Wow, I'm thrilled. So, while you guys are working, you have me on. That's really cool. So let me say hi to all the little elves out there. Hope you guys are working hard, working safe, and being good little elves, and working hard like little elves do.
Get to work. No, he's thanking you, but you got work to do. Get to work.
You got to keep those elves in line, Santa.
Those little bastards. Anyway, everyone.
I snorted. Wow.
We didn't plan this, by the way. This is all improv skills. But anyway, go to Amazon.com and get Critter Christmas coloring book. Props to John Ruzioli. Thank you very much to John Ruzioli. He went out and bought a whole bunch of the coloring books a couple weeks ago. Thanks to you as well, Tony, for your support. And anyone else who wants to get a coloring book, you go to Amazon.com, you do a search for Pappy Sill, and you'll get one of these bad boys right here. It's me and the critters. Critter Christmas. Keep disappearing.
Yeah, it's like magic. I was assuming that every time you disappear, you were just making another delivery of toys to a house and then showing right back up.
It's pretty much what I'm doing.
You're magical, Santa. You're magical.
Because right now in Japan, it's already Christmas.
Exactly right. And they believe in Santa over there in Japan.
They do.
But I would think in Japan you wouldn't need elves because it's just sweat. Labor over there.
We use our special elves for the Japanese because they're very technical. Technology.
Yes. Yeah.
My elves. I'm old school. My elves are wood makers,
right?
Woodworkers. They like to make things with their hands. The other elves, God bless them, I love them. Nothing bad, but they're more technical.
Right.
So they like to code and create all kinds of technology. And they're trying to make an AI version of me. But I can't be replicated AI version.
No way. I mean, they made it happen with George Carlin, but there's no way they're making an AI Santa. Santa lives forever. What do we need an AI Santa for?
I'm right here, bitches.
You AI bitches. Well, Santa's got moves. See, you just made another delivery. See that? Whoa. Santa, I think you're on the wrong business. You should be dancing with Beyonce or some shit.
If only you could hear the music going on in my head.
I'm sure. Well,
Before I go, Charlie,
yes,
I
sir.
wanted to know, I did a really good top 5 heavy metal Christmas songs with Don Jameson and Mark Riccadonna. But I want to ask you, doesn't have to be heavy metal, but what is your favorite Christmas song of all time? Do you have one?
Favorite? And maybe Santa, maybe you could give us a rendition. The dog barking version of Jingle Bells.
I could do a ho-ho version of that.
Oh, that would be awesome.
There you go, folks.
Santa, this is amazing. I mean, this is the first time we've had. Actually, it's not the first time we've had you on the show, but it's an exclusive. We're getting all sorts of hidden talents that the public didn't know Santa had. Unless I didn't see that you're behind the music episode, but I'll have to go back and watch that. Maybe we can learn about some of your hidden talents there as well.
You know how long it took me to grow this beard, Tony?
No, Santa, how long?
I've been growing this thing nonstop since 1973.
1973.
Yep, so these are the original hairs from 1973. And just a little tidbit that you might not have known.
Yeah, I did not know. I mean, you know, I'm trying. You know, it's I got the white down, so should I let it grow out? Like you know, you need a stand-in, or you just need relief for a day. You know,
yeah, I think in 50 years you could have one about this long. I shaved once in 1973.
Wow.
I completely shaved.
Why?
I wanted to see if I still had the looks under there, because you tend to forget.
Sure.
And I wanted to see what my face looked like.
And
Mrs. Claus said, "You better grow that thing back."
I thought maybe she would like the smoothness on her leg.
She only likes when I manscape. That's about it. Or should I say Santa-scape?
Santa-scape.
I get that sleigh ride going, and she starts blowing.
Whoa.
And it's a beautiful day.
Wow, Santa. I didn't know that Mrs. Claus was such a wild freak.
Well, she's the inspiration behind a lot of the songs.
I bet. It is the most wonderful time of the year, Santa.
It is. And when they talk about she got ran over by a reindeer, that's my nickname for my pickle.
Well, what, reindeer?
Yep, so when she got ran over by a reindeer.
Wow.
She got it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she got the corn, I was going to, I already screwed it up. The corn, what is it? Corn bob pipe? What is it? Corn
cob pipe and the button nose. That's Frosty. Sometimes he participates in our freak-offs.
That's where I was going, and I screwed the whole thing up, but I'm glad you picked up on what I was trying to do.
Yeah, we invented the freak-off.
Really?
You got to see those elves.
I bet. Yeah, you might want to get rid of those videos. You know, ELM, Elves Lives Matter.
That's what they say. And they tried it once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they tried to protest.
The way the elves were woke elves, huh?
And they were sick of just working for free. And I told them, "Listen, guys, I room and board you. I keep you warm. I pay you in cookies and brownies sometimes. But hey, you gotta just do the job." and shut up. I'm
Right.
Santa, bitch.
That should be that should be the card you leave with all the toys. I'm Santa, bitch.
In all reality, though, Tony, I kid, but this is a very festive time of year. This is the greatest time of year. This
Yes.
is a time for love and joy and all those beautiful things.
I'm feeling it.
So everyone remember it's all about giving and not getting. Because if you're the giver, then you're not gay. And that's all I have to say about that.
Okay. Well, that was profound, Santa. Profound. I can't thank you enough, Santa, for stopping by this morning. I know how busy you are, Santa, so it means a lot that you came by.
Yes, indeed. It's always a pleasure, Tony. Keep rocking and keep doing what you're doing. And you are the best.
No, Santa. You're awesome, Santa.
No,
you're awesome. You're awesome.
You're awesome.
Those elves are awesome.
Keep knocking them dead, Tony.
And give my best to everybody's favorite hoe, Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
Don't hurt yourself, Santa. Oh, he's gone. Wow, that was historical. Freaking Santa Claus stopped by. Does it get any better than that, ladies and gentlemen? Santa Claus stopped by. What a way to kick off the holiday season around here, let me tell you. Thank you, Santa. Thank you, elves. Thank you, especially Mrs. Claus. We've all had her. Whew. All right, that was fantastic. Thank you, Santa. Let's see. John Rusiello is watching. Mickey Delaney. Dear God is watching. Do the elves at least meet you halfway on all orders? Was asking. Dear God, I'm sorry. I didn't see that question until now. I would have asked him. Looks like the North Pole is covered in eggnog. His laugh sounds like a car alarm, says Fremder. Nice beard. It looks like Santa has a my bitchins hanging from his chin. Oh, my goodness. This guy who's playing Santa Claus sounds like the guy who was promoting those same coloring books. He needs a stripper pole. I like that one song, 12 Pains of Christmas. That always made me laugh. That's right. I forgot about that song. Tony, what would you be, a one-legged Santa Claus? Mickey, I have played Santa Claus. In fact, give me a second. I'll find it on my phone. I was just playing Santa Claus 2 years ago at White Post Farms, which is here on Long Island. And let me see if I can find you a couple of pictures from it. They had me dressed up as like a real funky Santa. My outfit looked like a 70s pimp. Let me see if I can find some pictures here. Hang tight. They're coming. Let's see. All right. So, all right, hang on. Let me do this. So here I am with Lisa and the kids. This was 2 years ago. And yeah, it's a funky Santa suit right there. But yeah, that was, I'll show you the full picture. They had a nice setup, actually. Whoops. It was actually a really nice setup. Look at that. And, kids would come, sit on my lap, tell me what they want for Christmas. They get pictures taken. And then in the other room were giraffes. So people can then go take pictures with the giraffes. The smell was quite amazing. So there you go. Yeah, so that was when I had Santa's permission, by the way, to do that. Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate Santa popping by this morning. So if you may have seen it on Facebook, I did put it up on Facebook this morning. we're doing one of those days where you can Zoom in if you want. I posted the Zoom link. So if anybody feels like zooming in, go to Facebook, find the Zoom link, and zoom on in. We'll talk to you. If you feel like calling in today, I don't have any guests today. So we're winging it. I was supposed to have some guests. So that reminds me. Governor's Comedy Club just this morning shared the flyer for tonight's show with Mike Pacchetti and friends, with Don Jameson and myself and Mark Riccadonna. But that show has been canceled. So if you want, call Governors and tell them how disappointed you are, because maybe that'll help us. I don't know. We were told ticket sales were not good, so we had to cancel because Riccadonna and Jameson, they were coming in from out of state. Mike Pacchetti was coming in from Staten Island. So we wanted them to have a good payday. So when ticket sales were not good, we said, all right, let's not make them come all this way for a low payout. So we canceled. But Governors is still promoting the event. So unless they're doing the show without us, I don't know. Fremder, I just heard on the news that Mall Santa was arrested as a prank. Apparently someone slipped him a few Viagras. That was from Fremder, ladies and gentlemen. That was from Fremder. All right. So the show was canceled tonight, and we were supposed to have a musician joining us today from out of state. Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees, he's playing in this area tomorrow. Tomorrow he's playing. And Mark Riccadonna is friends with Mickey Dolenz's bass player, John Billings. If you watched Mark Riccadonna's podcast from here, the one he had with Richie Byrne, they had John Billings on a couple of times. So I said to Mark, I said, "Hey, you're doing the show here tonight, and Billings is in town tomorrow." I said, "Why don't you reach out and find out, see if there's any way we can cross paths and hang out and meet." So Billings was going to come in today, or Zoom. I'm not sure, but I think he was coming in. And he was definitely coming to see the show, which would have been cool. And then I was hoping Billings would say, come on down tomorrow. I'll get you into the Mickey show. That would have been awesome. But because Riccadonna wasn't coming, I reached out to Billings and said, "Hey, you want to still do the show with me? I would love to talk to you." And he never responded. So then I was like, oh, shit, I need to get a guest. And that's when I decided, you know what? Instead of contacting somebody last minute and have it all haphazard, I said, well, I'll just open up the Zoom and see if anybody calls in. So we got the Zoom, we got the phone lines open, and the phone number is right there. So you want to Zoom, you want to call, you want to do whatever. But the show is canceled, which we're really bummed about. Me and Don were very excited about having Don Jameson. He's a heavy hitter, baby. So I don't know, but on a happier note, the Nassau County PAL Special Needs Unit is having their holiday party tonight with all the participants. So now I get to go to that. So it's not, so there is a bright side. So all right. So let's see. Where is everybody? Not a lot of viewers today so far. If you're looking for something to do tomorrow night, you could go to see Mickey Dolenz, or head on over to McGuire's and check out Billy Meara and Sal Governale. They're called The Hilarious Hitmen. It's a great show. I've seen it. Those guys are great. So go check that out over at McGuire's tomorrow night. Go to govs.com and make your reservations. Speaking of great guests, next week on the show, so we have next week, and then the following Monday, and then that's it for a few days. So, all right. So let me read I remember I met Michael Nesmith, Davy Jones, Peter Tork, and Mickey Dolenz in the 70s. They were a really nice bunch of guys. That's from Dear God. Dear God, you met them in the 70s? How old are you? And in the 70s, the Monkees weren't together. So how did you meet them all? Very curious to hear the details on that, Dear God. All right. So this Monday will be me and Jeff. Tuesday, Diane and Frank. Wednesday is Mike. Thursday is Frank and a guy named Bob Andretta and a girl named Laura Lightgab. They're childhood friends of Frank. Frank used to play in a church folk group every Sunday at church. It was Holy Family Church. It's a Catholic church in Hicksville, New York. And it was a folk group that they, instead of having the boring organ music during Mass, they had a folk group with guitars and tambourines and a bunch of singers. And Bob and Laura were a part of it. And they're going to be here and play some tunes. Let's see. Good morning, Romeo.
Good morning. I know why nobody's calling in.
Why?
Because the 516-465-3990 number, which I just called, rang for 20 times and nobody picked up.
Did you really? You called it?
I did, sir.
Oh. All right.
So either it's not connected or you can't see the board.
It's it's connected. I probably just didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
My apologies.
Well, don't apologize. Listen, Tony, you're a dear friend of mine. You never have to apologize. Anything you do, all right, you don't have to apologize. You're a true professional. I love you. Your readers love you. Your followers love you. And you're just a wonderful man.
Well, it takes one to know one, my friend.
Well, no. Don't go that far. I listen. All right. In fact, I love you so much, I think you should get a facial.
A facial?
Yes.
Now, who would do that?
Well, a mutual friend of ours. I'm not going to mention any names, but he's a good friend of ours. He's you know him for 27 years. I know him 7 years, and he is, as we speak, not watching your show, not listening to your show. He's getting a facial.
Now, is that like? Is he doing that for the same reasons that he went vegan?
And stopped smoking.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I was informed the other day when I spoke to him, and I said to him, you usually smoke outside because you don't smoke in the house. I said, it's 30 degrees in New York. What do you go outside with a coat and smoke? He goes, I stopped smoking. I go, what do you mean you stopped smoking? He goes, yes, I stopped smoking. So I said, why? And he told me the reason why. And he says, because I'm going to be 60 years old. Oh, I hope that wasn't too much of a
giveaway.
A hint.
Right.
But it is. But I want to be healthy for my 60 years old. I said, that wouldn't have anything to do with a lady friend of yours that is a health freak and a vegan and doesn't. He says, no, I'm doing it all on my own. And she has nothing to do with it. All right. And I'm just telling you right now, I stopped smoking. I said, okay, that's fine.
In his defense,
yes.
I don't remember. This has got to be 15, 20 years ago. I do recall a time that he did stop smoking. Another time. So maybe he is just trying it again, and it has nothing to do with the reason that we know of.
Tony, you're a terrible lawyer.
Yes, I am.
You could be a lawyer. You and I know why he stopped smoking, but this is a good thing. I mean, listen, everybody should stop smoking. I wish I could stop smoking cigars.
Hey, it's just like going vegan. It really is. It's a healthy move. I would never do it, but it's a healthy move.
Well, listen, all right. So I think to stop smoking. Let's you and I make a gentleman's bet. Okay, let's you and I make a gentleman's bet. The non-smoke, stop smoking. The vegan and the facials will stop this time next year.
He'll be smoking bigger things and doing heroin this time next year.
Yeah. So that's my prediction. Okay.
Well, let's go the other way. Let's say by this time next year, this reason is still his reason. So what do you think? What do you think comes after the facial? Like pedigrees and shit like that?
Pedicures?
Pedicures.
Yeah.
I said pedigrees.
No, he's no pedigree. He's a mutt. Believe me when I tell you.
Yes.
He's already done that.
He's already done what? The pedicures?
The pedicure, yes. He's already had the manicure.
Oh,
yes.
I can't wait for Wednesday.
Yes, he's already done that. Yes, and he gets very, very, very uppity. What do you mean? I said, men go to a podiatrist, all right, or they go to a chiropodist. That's another thing. He never heard the word chiropodist.
No.
And he freaked, But I said, why do you need a manicure for? He goes, well, it's nice. I said, okay, all right, whatever.
It's nice.
Yeah. It's nice, yeah. I said, you want to get some slanty chick rubbing your fingers for $25? Knock yourself out.
Oh, my goodness.
Let me tell you, and it's this. Listen, you know him way longer than I do. I mean, that's. Was he always this quirky?
Yes. Jumped right on that. No hesitation. Yes.
No hesitation. Yeah. Oh God. Well, listen. What can I tell you? It's cold down here in Florida. It woke up to 57 degrees this morning.
Oh no.
Yep. 57 degrees. We're having a cold front. Your shitty New York weather is coming down south and beating us right in the head.
30 degrees here is nothing. Who cares?
Yeah, no, listen. I'm just giving you a weather report. On a very serious note, you couldn't get a better guy than Don Sills. I mean, he's to me, he's in your category. He's a great guy.
Absolutely, he is.
Yeah, he really is a great guy, and we love his coloring books. We bought some coloring books, and we distribute them to the kids in the neighborhood and some family members. And I think another batch is being ordered soon.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
I do love how you guys have so much love for each other, and you both screw up each other's names.
Say that again?
I said, you guys, I love that you have so much love for each other, even though you screw up each other's names.
Oh, yeah, well, that's all right. Listen, what's in a name? All right? There's nothing in a name. All right? Yeah, really. Believe me, there's nothing in a name.
Oh, all right.
I mean, that's how I feel.
You don't care if so as long as people they just say Romeo and we know who they're talking about. So there, so you're good.
Listen, I'm no Romeo. I like to participate in the show. I like to participate in your audience.
Oh well, yeah. Just ask Ann.
Well, yeah. In fact, she just commented, "Hello, Tony. Good morning, everyone."
Oh, good morning, Ann.
She's a loyal listener, like I am.
Is that all right that I said hi back to her? You don't get upset about that, do you?
No, absolutely. The more the merrier. That's no, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. But she's a loyal listener, as I am. All right, and you thank God that I'm a loyal listener because I guarantee you, if I stop listening, she would stop listening.
Wow, that's a bold statement right there.
Tony, I truly believe that.
Well, I'll tell you, she watches a lot of the other shows, and I don't see you there. So
I do not. The only podcast I watch is the Tony Walker Show. That's the only podcast I'm interested in. Okay, I'm loyal to Tony Walker,
and it's very much appreciated. But my point is, she is watching those without you.
Well, listen, she has a life. I'm gonna tell her. She wants to watch it. That's fine.
Right, but what I'm saying is that maybe because of that she would continue to watch without you. Watch my show without you.
I don't think so.
Well, you know what? You were right about Diane the other day, so maybe you're right about this too.
Oh yes, well, listen. You have a wonderful weekend as
you too,
usual.
Pal.
And listen, enjoy the party tonight. I'm glad. I wish I could be there to see all those smiling faces tonight.
You would fit right in with them.
Yes, and that's one of the downsides of me moving to Florida. Is I don't. I would have loved to see, because that's Dawn and I. That's our passion.
Right.
You know, as you very well know, we love to see all that stuff.
And if you were still here, you would be included there, and you would be in the studio at least once a week if you were still here, pal.
Oh, in the Knockem studio?
Yeah.
Oh, that would make I tell you, that would make me a happy man.
All right, well,
that would make me a happy man.
Well, then get better and get your ass up here.
Well, yeah, we'll talk. I love you, man.
Love you too, pal.
Have a good weekend.
You
Bye-bye.
too, brother. Bye. John Rusciello checking in. All right, let me check comments then. While let's see. I read that one. Oh, just want to say Merry Christmas to you and everyone. Hello, Jeff Bosey. Thanks for checking in, pal, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. And hope things are well. Fremder, vegan food is delicious if you like the taste of cardboard. And there's Ann. Hello, Ann. Dear God says they were still active in the early 70s. No, they weren't. Are you going to challenge me on my monkey knowledge there, dear God? In fact, I think it was actually 1970 that they broke up. I think their last album was 1970. Now, Mickey and Davey, they did some projects together in the 70s. Peter jumped in once in a while. But and then, of course, the big reunion was in 86. But even that, Mike wasn't involved in either. Mike didn't full-time come back to the Monkees until 1996. And even then, it was only for a year. Then in 2012, he came back after Davey died. So what does that tell you? That puts you in the Christmas spirit, showing that these two must have hated each other so much that one didn't even come back until the other was dead. All right. Kaplan's favorite band is The Manicure. Oh, Fremder. Ann says she loves all the shows that she views. I enjoy seeing those I love chime in. Very nice. Yeah, Ann's a loyal viewer to many of the shows here, especially Felix. Okay. All right. So my apologies. Yeah, the phone line is open. You know what? I could probably turn the volume back up now that that one pain in the ass doesn't really seem to be calling anymore. If I can remember how to turn the volume up. This is riveting stuff, huh? Let's see. I forgot how to do it. Let's see. No. All right, I'll have to work on that. I thought I could just do it right now. All right. I thought the monkey pox was a hoax until I saw her face. Whew. Fremder. But okay. All right. So you know what? While we're talking about the holidays, you know what? When John called, I was talking about. Oh, there's Carol. On the side of the phone, says John. Yeah, it probably is, right? That's what I thought, but I didn't see anything. We're old, John. Those are probably old landlines that have it on the side. Carol says, don't say his name out loud 3 times and he comes back. Talking about Fremder? Yeah, I'm not sure who we're talking about. So what I was talking about before John called, I was going over the schedule here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. So all of your favorite shows are on next week. So Monday, Coffee with the Dog. I'm here Monday with Jeff. Treading Water is scheduled to be here. Steve Squared, Let Them Cook. That's on Monday. Tuesday, I'm here with Frank and Diane. Coffee with the Dog in the morning, of course. Peter Schwartz, he's doing his show, and he's got local News 12 anchor Amy McGorry will be here. She's fantastic. So that's going to be fun. Peter's shows are always fun. He had a great show yesterday with Bobby Jackson from the Jets. He had Howard Johnson from the Mets on Tuesday. His shows are always great. So he'll be on Tuesday. Live with Steve Beery, and Hershey and the Keegs return on Tuesday. Wednesday, you got Coffee with the Dog. You got me, and of course Mike will be here. Thursday, like I mentioned, Frank is bringing in this guy Bob and this girl Laura. They're going to play their guitars. Frank, we go back almost 50 years with these two, and they're going to play their guitars and sing some tunes. That's going to be a lot of fun. Then, of course, Sports Bash is on. There is no Primal Scream. There is Circling the Drain Thursday night. Thursday night. Friday is a very exciting day for me personally. So we'll have Coffee with the Dog. We'll have Conversations at night. But that day for my show, so this is next Friday. When I've had teachers in here, excuse me, I always ask questions like, are teachers still mentors? Can they spend a lot of time with a student without getting in trouble? I had 3 teachers between junior high school and high school. 3 teachers that really made a huge difference in my life and really just showed me what theater is about, what acting is about. Just really kind of opened up what turned into my love for performing, which is why I'm here, in this room, which is why I hang out at Governor's, why I perform a lot in various ways. And I love it. I still have the same enthusiasm that I've always had for it. Always looking to do more of it, no matter how much I'm doing. And one of those teachers was my drama club teacher. Her name is Judith Passeltiner. My senior year of high school, I had done some theater at school. I sang in chorus. I did little things, but senior year of high school is when I got into drama club, and I started to get big parts because I was a senior. But I really just started to learn a lot about theater, and this teacher, Judith Passeltiner, she was just very instrumental in I just learned so much from her and really gained a love for theater through her. And I learned stuff from her that I still carry with me to this day when as far as performance. I just really fell in love with theater. And she was the main person to credit or blame, however you want to look at it. So next Friday, she's going to be on the show. She was an actress in the 70s and early 80s. She didn't. She wasn't. I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to ask her questions I've never asked her. I've known her since the mid 80s, and there are questions I never asked her. I don't know if becoming a a well-known full-time actress was the goal or not. As far as I remember, she only had a speaking role in one movie that I can recall. But you can see her. She is it All That Jazz? Yeah, I think it's All That Jazz. She's in the movie of that. You see her in. There's a scene in Brewster's Million. Remember that movie, Brewster's Millions, with Richard Pryor and John Candy? There's a scene where he's standing in the streets of, is it New York City or Chicago? I think it's New York City. And he's giving his money away and stuff. She's right there in the front, getting all excited about this money. And you see her jumping up and down. So yeah, just going to talk to her about her career and then, making the transition from actress to teacher, where I would think that I'm not the only one she made a big difference for. And just hear about her memories as a teacher and what it's like to be a mentor for kids, and just talk and stuff. And I hope you guys will enjoy it. It's going to be a big thrill for me personally. I've always credited her. I've kept in touch for the most part since high school with her, and I'm always, whenever I talk to her, I'm always just saying, you're the one who made that a huge difference in my life, and I don't. How do you thank somebody for that? 2 years ago, and I've talked about it on here. There was a music teacher at Hicksville High School who inspired many people, and he was Billy Joel's music teacher at Hicksville High School. So 2 years ago, they dedicated the auditorium to him. His name is Chuck Arnold. So it's now called the Chuck Arnold Auditorium. And they brought in some people to speak. And I was one of them. I have video of it. Maybe, should I show it to you guys next week sometime? Maybe I'll do that. Or I got to get up and speak and just talk about what a great teacher Mr. Arnold was. And him too. He taught me really got a love of music and theater from him. And from both of them, Miss Pasaltina and Mr. Arnold, a big sense of professionalism from them too. I do. As goofy as this show is, and as unorganized as it can be, with all the tech issues and all the free form, I do take it very seriously. I spend, I've joked plenty of times with people that to work in the studio, I've never worked so hard in my life. And I'm, going to be 55 in April, and this is the hardest I've worked in my life, really. I do. I take it very seriously, and it's a lot of work to keep things going in here. And I'm here, sometimes, 12 hours a day. There's a lot that goes on in here. but all of it, the murder mysteries that I do, any acting that I do, I take it very seriously. And it's from them. It's really from them. And, it was a big thrill to talk about Mr. Arnold and what he meant to me. And then, as soon as I finished my speech, 30 seconds later, there's Billy Joel giving a speech as well about Mr. Arnold. So, so it's going to be fun for me to talk to her, and so I hope you guys will enjoy that. The one who used to call you that just talked about. Oh, yes. Okay, Carol. Now I got what you're saying. And I met Mickey Dolans when I was 17. Mickey was in a hang gliding accident in Palmdale, California. I was a candy stripper at the hospital. He was a great guy. Oh, that's funny. But now, of course, I'm picturing you stripping because you said candy stripper. I know that's not what the job was. Unless you did that for Mickey. I don't know. Dear God, now I know why you were bringing up the history of them. I said I met them in the 70s, not together at the same time. Oh, yeah, I see. I did take that as you met them at the same time. From there, everyone had a problem with the song Baby, It's Cold Outside. He was trying to be nice. He could have said, okay, bitch, walk home. It's cold outside. Carol, she definitely favored the guys over the girls. She could be a bit scary as a teenager trying out. My music teacher, says Fremder, was in the Army. I think he was a major. He was a major. Oy. Carol, is that right? She definitely favored the guys over the girls? That's complete news to me. I never noticed that, never had a thought about that, never heard that before. But I'm surprised. I mean, I do remember, because maybe for like 2 or 3 years after I graduated, I would still go back to support and watch whatever shows you guys were producing. And I remember she did the female version of The Odd Couple. So that's not really favoring guys. I don't know. I mean, we did 3 productions in my senior year. Brighton Beach Memoirs, which I guess is kind of male dominated. We did Anything Goes, which I don't think was favored either way. I think it was kind of split down the middle. And then at the end of the year, we did 4 one-act plays. And even that, I think, was kind of split down the middle. Now, I'm really surprised to hear you say that. She could be a bit scary as a teenager trying out. Yes, but I don't really put that on her. she was just very serious about what she was doing, and I was saying that a minute ago. She taught me how to be a true professional and how to take it seriously. I don't think she meant to scare us. It was just she took it very seriously. And I was actually talking about it with her recently as well. We put on, for high school productions, I thought we'd put on some very, very well done shows. So maybe that's why we were scared, because she took it so seriously and she wanted that level of seriousness out of us. I do remember, days where she would yell at us and things weren't so pleasant. Of course I remember that. But I think we could say that about any teacher. Or we could say that about our parents. We could say that about anything. And yeah, there were definitely times that there were plenty of times I didn't want to tell her something because I knew how she would react. But yeah, I always liked the level of professionalism. I remember going to see, right after I graduated high school, I remember then, as soon as I graduated, I wanted to get back into theater. So I started going to check out a lot of local theaters, see what they're doing, see if there's anything that I can get involved in. And I'll tell you, there were a few shows I saw where I was like, man, we were high school kids and we were better than this. I'm watching productions, with all sorts of adults. And, I was naive. I'm still naive, but I was naive, especially back then at the age of 18. I was going to these local Long Island theaters expecting them to be Broadway productions. I assumed at the time that they were full-time actors. I had no idea. I had no clue what reality was. So, but I'm telling you, the productions were not. There were a few productions where I'm like, son of a bitch, our production of Anything Goes better than this shit. And we were high school kids. Yeah, maybe next week some point I'll show some videos. I should have thought to do that today. Because I have, so Miss Pasoltina, she a few years ago had a flood, and because she used to save a lot of stuff. She had videos of productions from Hicksville High School, play programs, photos, a whole bunch of stuff. And she had a flood in her house, and she lost everything. She didn't have anything left, and she was very upset about it. So I grabbed what I had and made copies, and I sent it to her. She lives in Florida. I sent her a big box of stuff, kind of like Carol when she sends us her big box of stuff. But my big box just had videos. Carol, you can send me videos. It was videos of our shows, and it was a bunch of photos that I had. So I was, and I hadn't watched this stuff in years. My memories are there, and I love that stuff, but I honestly have not sat down to watch this stuff in a very long time. So I was watching some clips here and there as I'm going through it, because I want, as I'm going through stuff to make copies for. I'm like, oh, let me watch this. Oh, let me. So I watched, and I was like, I was impressed. I was like, oh, this is pretty good stuff. Yeah, you definitely can tell that it's high school. Our production of Brighton Beach Memoirs was the first main role that I ever had, and it's awful. The production was great. My performance was awful. But I was 17 playing the father in Brighton Beach. I'm not supposed to be playing that part, But but our production of Anything Goes I thought was very good. And yeah, so I just enjoyed watching this stuff, and it was fun. So I don't know. I can go on all day about this stuff. Carol, oh my gosh, she did. I thought John Hawkins was the son of God. All right, John Hawkins he had a lot of main roles, but there were a lot of girls around too at that time. The one show that a Jew tried out and didn't get a part, Brighton Beach Memoirs, not even a callback. But she loved Sue. Well, yeah. Were you the one Jew? I guess, yeah, now that I think about it, there were no actual Jewish people in that cast. We had a Jewish girl as the assistant director with Miss Pasoltina. Miss P, we called her, Miss P. Jessica Garnetz was the assistant director. Does that count? Yeah, our version of the show was not, you watch anything of Brighton Beach Memoirs now, and they have the Jewish accents, as they should. And they're real actors, we were high school kids. I don't know if anybody had the Jewish accent, but and Carol, I'm sure you were great. I'm sure your tryout was great, but I still thought it was a great cast with the exception of me. Tommy Schiffer was perfect. Jennifer Jackson was perfect. Jennifer Tower was perfect. And yeah, Lisa Grillo, Sue Andres, I thought they were all great. I really enjoyed that cast. But again, having said that, I'm sure you would have been great too. And I would have loved to have done that show with you. Yeah, see, that's a weird thing. Like, I'm not trying to say anybody's better than anybody else. You know, and that goes for any play, right? And anybody that has any experience in that knows that. You know, nobody's better than the other. It's just it's just a different experience, and both experiences are great. And you wish, and that's one of the things I love about doing Knockem Dead Comedy. Because we don't have a set theater schedule. Come see us, you know, at this theater from this date to this date. You know, we don't do that. We just perform when somebody calls us. You available this date? Yeah. All right, would you like to do a show? Yes. You know, we set up the dates, you know. Sometimes we go, you know, we do 6 shows in a month. Sometimes we go 3 months without a show, you know. We don't have a set run. So a lot of times a certain actor can't make it. You know, they're doing other things. That we encourage them to do other things because we don't do a theater, because we don't have a set run, and we don't know. Like now, I'm going into a new year. I don't have a calendar that I give these guys full of dates. It's when somebody calls, and then I contact the cast. Hey, who's around? Who's not around? Why did I lose the Zoom? Hang on. I'm starting it back up. It says inactive for 40 minutes. So what? I'm still using it. Prick bastard. So I don't. So sometimes an actor has something else going on a particular night. So I have other actors that I call up. You know, hey, you available? And you know, being with this one actor who now all the time and now can't make it. I love being with this one, but now this one who's stepping in for the night, I have a great time with that one too. You know, yeah. So it's just different. And Tony, is there a video of YouTube of your murder mystery? I would love to see one of those. There's clips on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and just check out Knockem Dead Comedy, there's clips. We don't have full shows on there because then I'd have to change the show, you know, because you would know who the killer is. You would know everything we're saying. So, yeah, there's clips, though. There's a lot of clips. And I'm actually got to, you know, I got to put new clips up. I haven't put clips up in a long time, but there's plenty out there. I celebrate Hanukkah, says Fremder. So all I want for Christmas are my Jew front teeth. Yeah, now Carol's getting on us. An entire Catholic cast playing Jews. It was high school. It was almost 40 years ago. We're going to get in trouble 40 years later. Carol, but I don't even remember you. Did you not audition for anything after that? Like, I don't remember seeing you in anything after that. And you were a year behind me, so I would think there would have been other opportunities. All right. Well, let's move on, because Carol and I are talking about things that nobody else knows what we're talking about. You know what I want to talk about? I'll tell you what I want to talk about. Great, Tony Suzanne. I will check it out. You make my day. Oh, and you just made my day. Thanks for that. Knockem Dead Comedy. So the other day when Mike was in here, we were talking about this girl on OnlyFans. What was her name? I don't know if I still have the story here. Oh, Sophie Rain? Was that it? And we were talking about how she's made $43 million just from OnlyFans, posting like explicit photos of herself and stuff. Oh, Carl stopped auditioning. Well, you should have kept going. I would love to have seen you in something. Fremder, to all the beautiful ladies on Broadway, if you have trouble finding a seat, there will be one available on my rocket. And you still won't get the part because Fremder can't help you. So we were talking the other day about this girl who made $43 million this year alone from OnlyFans. And we were discussing whether that I mean, yeah, it's got to be nice. This girl's only 20 years old and doesn't have to work a day in her life for the rest of her life. But is that enough? Like, is it worth... Is it worth, posting photos of yourself for all these perverted, old, creepy bastards to see? And I honestly don't know. I don't know. If I was offered $43 million to show my junk, not that anybody wants that, but not that I would ever have that opportunity, but I don't know. I honestly don't know if I would say no to that. Because that's a major, major life changer right there. And Mike and I were kind of leaning towards no. Like we were kind of saying how there's more important things to life than letting the world see you naked and doing provocative things. So on the heels of that, I read an article this morning. There's another girl who's apparently popular on OnlyFans. Her name is Lily Phillips. I don't know. I've never been on OnlyFans. I did see a picture of this Lily Phillips, and I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm sorry, Miss Phillips, but I didn't find you particularly attractive. Anyway, Lily Phillips is sparking a debate online after sleeping with 100 men in a single day. She's no doubt walking funny for a few days. Let's see. So there's a documentary coming out titled "I Slept with 100 Men in One Day." The OnlyFans model recalls sleeping with multiple men in one day in October. And this was to create content for her subscription-based social media page. In one clip that has gone viral, the model can be seen breaking down in tears as she says she felt somewhat robotic sleeping with that many people in a day. See, now that tells me right there, if you're breaking down in tears, that tells me that the money's probably not worth it. 43. Again, this other girl, for $43 million, it is hard to turn that kind of money down. Most likely, you'll get over it and you'll be forgiven as you go on with the rest of your life. That girl's only 20. She's got a lot of, you'd like to hope anyway, she's got a lot of years in front of her where she can repent and make up for what she did and enjoy that money. I don't know. But this, I'm sorry. I mean, there's a lot of jokes. We can have a lot of fun with this. If this girl was sitting here today, I'd be having all sorts of, fun talking about this. But the reality, sleeping with 100 men, first off, doing it in one day, I mean, yeah, she's got to be hurting. But most girls don't sleep with most women don't sleep with 25 men in their lifetime, let alone 100 in a day. I think by the 30th, when we're getting on a bit, I've got a routine of how we're going to do this, and sometimes you disassociate, and it's not like normal sex at all. Great. In my head right now, I can think of 5, 6 guys, maybe 10 guys that I remember, and that's it. I don't know, man. So is the mental aspect of this, is it worth it? Because now you're famous, and maybe you're going to make some money. I don't know. Hawk 2 girl's already, her 15 minutes is already done. She made some money, but is it enough to retire on? Is it enough to live a good life? My guess would be no. In my head right now, I can think. Oh, I read that already. But it's weird. It's just weird, isn't it? If I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I've done 100. Oh, so this documentary is out already. December 7th it came out. I'll have to, just out of curiosity, I think I might check it out. In the documentary, Lily Phillips reveals that she plans to be the first woman to sleep with 1,000 men in 24 hours. First off, it's disgusting, really. I mean, what are you going to do? Take 1,000 showers? After each one? Like, how do you do this? How do you do this? How do you do 1,000 men in 24 hours? That's insane. And then, and again, it's disgusting. I don't want to be the last one to go. I don't want to be the fifth one to go. What if I saw John Rusciello walking out of there, and then I'm next? I'm not touching that. Sorry, John. I couldn't resist. On November 5th, Phillips shared a TikTok stating that she was currently in training for her 1,000 men goal, which she hopes to achieve sometime next month. She was in training? What does that even mean? Is she banging like 750 guys a day or something to train this? Like, what do you... On December 15th, she will be taking on 300 men, which is the most amount of guys I've ever done, she says. Well, I think most girls would say that's the most they've ever done. And I think that's great. She's doing it on December 15th. That's Mike Kaplan's birthday. What a way to celebrate. I hope he's number 300. I don't know why. Happy birthday, Mike. 300 men and like, is this something you want to be known for? Is the money worth it? I keep asking myself that. Like, 1,000 men in one day, do you outlive that? Or are you just, the girl who slept with 1,000 men in one day? Like, when you have kids, are the parents going to be judging you and not letting your kids hang out with her kids? Is it going to be worth it? I don't know, man. This is crazy stuff. It's going to be hard, but in comparison to 1,000, this should be light work. The current world record for most sexual partners in a day is held by Lisa Sparks, who slept with 919 men at a sex industry event in Poland in 2004. Can't you just be a cash register at a supermarket? You're not going to make millions. But I would just think your life, I just think, things could be a little better for you, a little more normal. I said it with Mike the other day, and I'll say it again now. I know I make a lot of stupid jokes on this show, and I say a lot of things, and I flirt with Diane like crazy. But, it's all in fun. I am not a threat to anybody. I am totally harmless. I am totally nothing. I've had plenty of girls in here, and I brought it up with Mike. I won't say the girl's name, but there was one girl that felt a little uncomfortable, and I didn't even know it at the time. And I didn't feel I was doing anything wrong at the time. I didn't do anything when we went off the air. I didn't even find this out till 2, 3, 4 years later. I had no idea. And I still to this day don't even know what I did because I don't even really remember I don't remember being very flirty with this particular person. But I've had plenty of girls in here when it's just one-on-one and nobody else has said a word. And this girl didn't even say I did anything sexual. She just, the word creep or creepy kept coming up. So I don't even know if she felt threatened. I don't know if she felt uncomfortable. I think, she just felt, I don't know, maybe I was, because there's a big age difference or something, that maybe I was just coming off weird. I don't know. But the reason I'm bringing all this up is because when I read about Sophie Rain, right, read about Lily Phillips, I'm like, I'm disgusted. I'm like, I don't know. And I don't mean to be righteous or try to claim like I'm the most moral guy on the planet, but I don't know. But stuff like this, I mean, you've heard me talk a million times on here about things you can't put a price tag on. And, there's plenty of famous people out there that still seem like they're pretty damn miserable, even though they're rich and famous. Last night, Nick Greystone was on last night. We were talking off the air. Because, Nick, when you watch his show, he's big into celebrities. And he's always talking about celebrities that he's met. And he shows pictures. So we were talking about, I can say it because I don't really care. Off the air, I was telling about some celebrities that I've met through the years. Kenny Rogers, the country singer. He's dead now, right? Yeah, he's dead. Probably one of the nastiest people I've ever met in my life. Harrison Ford. He's still alive. Don't care. One of the nastiest people I've ever met in my life. Conan O'Brien. I've met him twice. He was a dick both times. I met Howard Stern once. Well, I met him twice. Really nice one time. A real major dick the second time I met him. And sure, you could say, maybe they're having a bad day. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I don't care what kind of a bad day I'm having. I'm not being a dick to somebody unless they're involved in the reason why I'm having a bad day. I'm not taking it out on somebody else. At least I don't mean to. Conan O'Brien, I just said hi to him as we passed each other. He was nasty to me both times. I don't remember what he said the first time. The second time, we're passing, and again, I'm not bugging you. I didn't stop you and ask for a picture. I just said hi as we're walking. I prefer you don't say anything if you're in a mood. But I just, as we're passing, I went, hey, Conan, just like that, and just kept walking. And this was at Radio City Music Hall. So it's not like he was out in public and I ousted him and all these people then were hounding him for autographs. He was walking up the aisle at Radio City Music Hall. It was a Ringo Starr concert. I'll never forget it. It was 1997. Or 95. Might have been 95. And he's walking up the center aisle by himself. And the show wasn't over. The show was still going on. I think he did come back. So maybe he's just going to take a piss. Who knows? And the show was going on, so probably most people didn't even hear me. But as he walked by, I just went, hey, Conan. He went, yeah, right. It's like, you dick. So it was 95. He had just started his show. He had his show for maybe a year or so, the late night show. So as he came back through, he replaced David Letterman. So as he came back, I yelled, Letterman rules. So, yeah. And I was extra pissed because it was the second time I met him, and it was the second time he was a dick to me. So, yeah, no, it doesn't take a lot to not be a dick. So, don't be a dick. All right, let's see. Ann says, no. 100 men. Chick needs to learn to love and respect herself. Exactly. Fremder, sounds like Lily Phil's got Lily filled up. Oh, I didn't even put that together. Lil Phil. Lily Philly. I didn't even think about that. Dear God, that's disgusting. It's like a self-service at a gas station. Everyone's touched the handle. Yeah. Fremder, training. I guess you could say she loves to box. Well, I love to box. John Rusciello, I don't blame you. After me, she would be knocked out. Good comeback there, Romeo. Fremder, sounds like Lily Lady probably has a Home Depot bucket for... Whoa! Dear God, just imagine being 999 and looking back at Mr. 1000 to say sorry. I heard a comedian in here. I don't remember his name. It was a long time ago. He actually said that. He goes, "Can you imagine, like, being in a falling in love with a girl who's the only girl at a gangbang?" He goes, "And you're lining up. You're like number 17. You have to wait, but then after you're done, you fall in love with her, and you have to watch all the other men after you bang the girl you love." Like, I don't know. You have to hear the guy tell it. It was much funnier than what I just said. Fremder, I better read it alone. I better read it quietly first. A sex convention in Poland. I think you mean a sex convention in Poland. Yeah. All right. So we got about 10 minutes left. What else we got going on? Oh, you know what? I should have asked this in the beginning because I need time for you guys to respond. For those of you that are here on Long Island or in this area, New York, New Jersey, Long Island, what is going on with the drones? I have not been following this story. All I'm hearing, I heard something about a bunch of drones flying over Jersey, and then I'm hearing last night there were a bunch of drones flying over Long Island. What is this about? I know that's what I just said is literally all I know about it. So somebody fill me in with what's going on. And when I say fill me in, I don't mean like Lily Phillips fill me in. So, yeah, so we have a few minutes, so hopefully I can get some answers on that. We'd love to hear more about that. So I talked about Miss P coming in next Friday. The following Monday, that's December 23rd, Coffee with the Dog is on. I'm on. Nigel Fullerton will be joining us, which kind of excited about. We haven't seen Nigel in a while. He's been living out in California. If you guys remember, a little over a year ago, Nigel had a very bad car accident out there in L.A., where he was really physically messed up. And I don't know if he's 100%, but he's back in action, which I'm very happy to hear. He was on Donversations a few weeks ago, so if you missed it, go check it out. But then we'll be catching up with him as well. I don't know why I did last. We'll be catching up with, is this sign language for catching up? So we'll be catching up with Nigel. If anybody else wants to join us on the 23rd, I'm hoping to get a few other people in here as well. You heard Frank mention it yesterday, also on the 23rd. We're going to, not doing it during my show, but I'm just going to post a video that Frank claims to have cleaned up the audio, which I didn't think the audio was that bad to begin with. But it's a radio play from December 23rd, 1947. It's a Christmas play. It's just a radio show. I know nothing about it. I think I heard it once, and I don't even remember it. But it's from Watertown, New York. One of the performers in this radio play is my grandfather, me and Frank's grandfather. I did not know my grandfather. He died before I was born. I do believe he was alive for a little bit of Frank's life, but Frank was 3 when I was born, so I'm assuming Frank was only 2 or 3 when he died. I do believe Frank has a picture somewhere of him as a baby with our grandfather. But, so I as I've talked about here, I don't know my father's side of the family. I knew my grandmother, my father's mother. I knew his sister, my Aunt Ruth, and her daughters, Linda and Michelle. Michelle, I still see a little bit here and there. She was in here once. In fact, both Linda and Michelle were both in here. They're great. They're great. But other than that, I used to talk to my father's brother on the phone a little bit, maybe once or twice a year, for maybe just like the last 5 years of his life. I didn't really know him all that well, but he has since passed. So I don't know a lot about my father's side of the family. I don't know anything about my grandfather, other than he apparently did some acting, and he's in this radio play. So we're going to post that on the 23rd as well. So the 23rd is Monday. I'm assuming we still have Treading Water that day. I'm assuming we still have Steve Squared and Let Them Cook. But then that's it. Christmas Eve, we're not here. Christmas Day, we're not here. The day after Christmas, the studio is still closed. So the Friday the 27th, 2 weeks from today, Coffee with the Dog. I don't know if Coffee with the Dog is on all week or not, but I'm assuming they're doing Friday the 27th. We'll be here Friday the 27th. Don Sill will be in here with me, and we're going to try and get some other people in here as well. Sports Bash with Peter Schwartz will be on that day at 1 o'clock. And then at 4 o'clock that day, Primal Scream will be on. And I believe that's it for the day. So, and then we're off again until January 2nd. So I'm sure I'll be repeating that info for you as we go along. So what I'm thinking too, and I it's too late now, obviously, but I wish I thought of this a month or two earlier. So maybe starting next year. So we're going to play my grandfather's Christmas play. So maybe that'll be the springboard. I think next year, maybe we'll have a special where we can do a radio play live on the air. And you see, we'll have the camera set up, and everybody, have each character, and they'll just be sitting here reading their lines like a regular radio play. Maybe we'll do like It's a Wonderful Life or something. What do you guys think of that? You think that could be fun? Would you guys enjoy that? If we just did a radio play right here on the air, I'd get maybe some of these comedians or some local actors involved. Yeah, let me know what you think of that. Dear God, conspiracy theories say that they are from Iran or China, but who knows? I'll wait till it finalizes in the newspaper. Well, right. Well, that's the thing. I think here in our neck of the woods, dear God, where are you? Are you local? Because if I'm not mistaken, the drones flying over Jersey and then Long Island, I do believe it has made the news. I just haven't been paying attention. So, yeah, let me know. All right. All right, so it is almost time to go. Was there anything else? I guess everything else can wait. Yeah, I guess everything else can wait here. Yeah, so we'll be back on Monday with Jeff, me and Jeff, and who knows? We may, we may have other guests. We'll see. We don't know. So let me go through all the stuff that's going on, and then we'll sign on out. Let's see. So this weekend, some of the comedians you'll see on a governor's stage. Vladimir Kamano, One Funny Lisa Marie, the Urban to Suburban Comedy Series, Kevin Dombrowski, Maya DiGiorgio, John Ivarone, the hilarious Hitmen. Oh, at some point, I think next week sometime, we are going to have the Uncle Louie Variety Show guys joining us. They're fantastic. They're doing some shows at Governor's the weekend after Christmas. If you haven't seen those guys and you're going to be around, go to govs.com, make your reservations. Those guys are tremendous. They're one of my favorites. Well, their act, that duo. They're great. And don't forget, Knockem Dead. We are going to be at McGuire's on December 21st. Please join us for a fun murder mystery show. Don't forget, December 27th. Come join us, Westbury Music Fair. So December 27th, either go see the Uncle Louie guys here at Governor's or come to Westbury Music Fair and see David Clark. And don't forget, January 24th, the Fresh Brewed Comedy Show, starring G.D. Fenderson, Ron, and Steven, and I'll be hosting that one. That's January 24th. Those are all the guys from Coffee with the Dog except the dog. And if he shows up, I think there's a chance he's going to be showing up to watch. If he does show up, I will throw him on stage. And he plays guitar, so I'll make him play a tune. Screw him. I have that guitar right here. Can you see it? No, you can't. All right. But yeah, I'll be throwing him on the stage with the guitar. So so that's what's going on. Go to govs.com. Check out the full schedule. Make some reservations. There's some great comedy shows. They did just announce yesterday or this morning that they have more dates with Anthony Rodia coming up next month. So, yeah, lots of great stuff going on at Governor's. Let's see. Ann says, Tony, thanks for starting my day every day. Blessings. And same to you, Ann. Thank you for all you guys, for all the nice, kind words Thank you for all the support. Thanks for always sticking around. Even like today, not the most exciting show, but, we had nice conversations. We were, just hanging out. Yeah, that's why I prefer guests because, there's a better energy. But I didn't think today was that bad, right? Please? All right. And then what's going on in here today? I think there's conversations tonight. I'm not sure. There might not be, actually. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So that'll do it. And I don't know. We got to get back in here on the weekends for Green Room. Yeah, it's bad how little we've been getting in here to do that show. All right. But we're going to get out of here. Everybody enjoy your weekend. And go see Governors. Go see some shows at Governors. And me and Jeff will be back here on Monday. And I don't know, maybe with guests, maybe not. We'll see. All right. Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks to all the pages, all you admins who allow me to post this show or share the link to the show on your pages. I appreciate that very much. Have a wonderful, safe weekend. Good show, Mr. Tony. Thank you, dear God. I appreciate that. Yeah, if it wasn't for you guys, it wouldn't be a good show because I have your comments to rely on and that to work off of. Thank you to Santa Claus for checking in before. That was wonderful. And that'll do it. Everybody.